Serial killers, genocidal maniacs, and personhood on this episode of the American Life League Report.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
Mister, my family will pay cash. Whatever ransom you're asking for, they'll pay it.
In the 1991 movie Silence of the Lambs, a serial killer has imprisoned a woman at the bottom of a deep hole. He sends down a bottle of lotion to his victim and says repeatedly,
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
By referring to the girl as it, he depersonalizes his victim, reducing her to the status of an object or an animal. The thing is, if his victim isn't a person, then in his own mind, there's nothing wrong with what he's about to do. Advocates for abortion do the same thing. While often referring to a preborn child as it, they use a wide variety of terms meant to dehumanize, like fetus, a fertilized egg, a clump of cells. The use of terms like these is the first step in reducing some humans to the status of non-persons, and history proves it. For instance, prior to the adoption of the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, slaves were counted as 3/5 of a person. This amendment was part of a compromise with a culture that viewed human slaves as property. Slave owners attempted to justify slavery by claiming that slaves were not people. Eugenicists in the late 19th and early 20th century did the same thing by referring to various handicapped individuals and ethnicities as undesirables. The logical conclusion of decades of eugenics propaganda was realized in the formation of the racial purity movement of the Nazi Party. In 1942, the Nazis published a brochure titled Der Untermensch, which means the subhuman. It said, the subhuman is a biological creature crafted by nature which has hands, legs, eyes, and a mouth, even the semblance of a brain. Nevertheless, this terrible creature is only a partial human being. Although it has features similar to a human, the subhuman is lower on the spiritual and psychological scale than any animal. The excuses, and they are excuses, for denying the humanity or personhood of individual human beings is done for one reason, and one reason only. It's the only way to create a class of humans without any rights. It's that simple. Planned Parenthood, slave owners, and genocidal maniacs have all offered some argument or other to support their statements of the non-humanity or non-personhood of individuals in order to justify what they are doing. In other words, the statement of non-human or non-person plus supporting excuses equals underlying agenda. To emphasize this formula of statement plus excuse equals agenda, I'm about to show you a clip from the movie The Mission. In the scene, you have Spanish and Portuguese slave traders on one side calling the native people animals in order to justify their slave-based business. On the other side are Jesuit missionaries who recognize the personhood and humanity of these Indians, teaching them about Christianity, providing them an excellent education, and helping to build them up. Listen to how the slave trader Don Cabeza follows the formula.
Your Eminence, this is a child of the jungle, an animal with a human voice. If it were human, an animal would cringe at its vices. These creatures are lethal and lecherous. They will have to be subdued by the sword and brought to profitable labor by the whip. What they say is sheer nonsense.
Planned Parenthood gives a prime example of this formula in action. A white paper they published in 1985 and updated in 2002 was written in response to the film The Silent Scream. It says, a fetus of 12 weeks cannot in any way be compared to a fully formed, functioning person. At this stage, only rudiments of the organ system are present. The fetus is unable to sustain life outside the woman's womb. It is incapable of conscious thought. It is incapable of essential breathing. It is instead an in utero fetus with the potential to become a child. And why does Planned Parenthood try to make this distinction? As soon as it was released, Planned Parenthood recognized that the silent scream would be used to propagate harmful myths that could endanger women's health and the constitutional right to choose abortion and jeopardize the lives and careers of abortion providers. Recognizing human personhood isn't about debating when or where or how some humans are persons and others aren't. It's about human rights and dignity. The only reason anyone argues against an individual's personhood or humanity is to deny those individuals their human rights so that they can treat them however they like. Some do it for power, others do it for greed. Regardless of the excuse, however, the agendas behind them always have the same consequences.